Hey guys, in this video I'll show you how to replace just the glass of your Galaxy S4. So this phone right here, it's pretty damaged. The glass is pretty damaged, but the phone is still working just fine. So we can replace just the glass and save about $120 on the repair. So let's get started. So guys, before we start, let me walk you through what you'll need. So to remove the glass, we're going to heat it up. I use this heat gun, but you can also use a hairdryer just fine. Then I use a prying tool to separate the top layer of the glass, but you can also use a knife for that. And last but not least, we're going to pull fishing wire underneath. So this will probably sum up everything you need to remove the glass. Now then we're going to clean the LCD, and I use this stuff for it, orange glow. I can't tell you why it works, so I can't recommend anything else to you. If you don't have it, then you're going to have to clean it with your finger. So then, as a final touch, we're going to use some 89% ethanol to clean it, but you can also use any other organic solvent and some microfiber cloth that I got right here. So then we're going to apply the new glass, and for that we'll need some double-sided tape. This is 2mm double-sided tape right here. And of course, most importantly, your new glass. You can get this on eBay for 10 bucks. And then also some glue to fix it in place. And that pretty much sums up what you'll need. Okay, so before we start, take everything out of the phone, so you have only the LCD assembly. And I'm not going to show you how to do that in this video, because there are plenty of videos on YouTube that show you how to do this. So click the link to this video right here that I use from time to time and take everything out. Okay guys, so I'm assuming that you've removed everything from this LCD assembly, just like me. So now we can start removing the glass. So we're going to heat the top part here, and I'm going to use my heat gun for that, but you can also use your hair dryer. And the temperature that you're looking to heat this to is just until it feels like a hot cup of tea would, right? So just use your fingers to feel how, to feel what the temperature is, and right, just imagine that hot cup of tea, and that's about the temperature that you're looking to heat that to. So let's get started by heating the top glass of this LCD assembly. Okay, so it's nice and hot. I use this prying tool now to get underneath the left corner. I'm going to shove it under and just slowly separate the double-sided tape underneath. And you can see that the glass is already starting to separate. Now pull it to the other side and also remove the double-sided tape there. Now, if it's going too difficult, if it's too difficult, then just apply some extra heat. So I've got the two corners separated now. So here underneath this Samsung sign, there's also some double-sided tape. So we're gonna remove that too, but I want to apply a little bit of extra heat now. Okay, that should do it. So now slightly apply some upward pressure, and then you can shove this prying tool over the speaker. As you can see, through the speaker hole, it's moving over the speaker, and we can separate the double-sided tape underneath the Samsung sign. So now the whole top part of the glass is separated. And just leave the prying tool in like that. And now we're gonna heat up this part right here, and then we're gonna pull fishing wire underneath. And I can already see that the separation is really good with this phone, so I'm lucky. You can also get some bad separation, and then you're gonna have to pull really hard and apply a lot of heat before you're gonna get any separation. So now just, you know, shove the fishing wire underneath and make sure, right, that it's going over that speaker right there, and then you can see it here underneath the glass, and slowly pull down. Now you can see the glass separating from the LCD. Slowly pull this all the way down. Alright, now let's pull this back up a bit, because we're going to apply some extra heat to this bottom part of the phone, and you don't want to, right, melt that fishing wire. So, just like that. Okay, that should do it. I'll pull this all the way down. The separation is going to be really great with this one. Just in case you're asking, I didn't pick this one, so it's just lucky. Okay, so we've got the full glass separated now. Pull the fishing wire out. Okay, now we're going to, so you can't just lift up the glass, don't do that. So leave it right here, and then we're going to remove these buttons here. All right, the menu button and the return button, and these are attached to the glass with a double-sided tape. So lift up your assembly, slowly pull the glass forward a bit, and then don't go too far, right? And then use your prying tool to remove these buttons from the glass. I don't know if you can see this. It's really hard to show you, of course. So just use your prying tool to get behind those buttons and slowly take them off from that glass. Okay, so I've got the right side done. I'm going to the left. I'm going to try to show you guys how to do that. Now you can see here. You can see this button here. It's pinned to the glass. Yes. Okay, and now we can lift up this glass slowly. Okay, so now you can just pull this off completely, and that's it. We've removed the glass from the LCD. And let's go to the next step. We got to clean this glass. Now I said I was lucky, but I'm not, because all the glue is still on the LCD. So I'm going to try to show you guys this else. So there's still a lot of glue on this LCD right now, but it's coming off pretty easily with my finger. But like I said, if you don't have this orange glow stuff that I showed you, then use your finger and simply do this to right? Remove this glue. I'm going to show you how I use that orange glow, but first we're going to remove the home button, because I'm not sure if that stuff is any good for some electronic parts. So remove that home button, and then remove this flex cable. And just shove your prying tool underneath this button. And then lift this up, and then put your prying tool underneath, and then slowly it will come up. Then go to the back, and if this is still attached to the frame, then remove it. It's attached with some double-sided tape. Just pull this out. Okay, so this is the flex cable for the home button, the menu and return button. So we're going to need that later. Put it aside. Okay. So now we're going to use this orange glow to remove the glue from this LCD. I suggest you put something underneath, because that stuff is really going to go everywhere. So, and then just put some orange glow on top. Now, put on plenty and wipe it out a bit. I just use my my prying tool, move it around. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes. It's just like I said, for this phone it's not necessary for this particular phone, but you know, in most cases you definitely need some orange glow to get rid of that glue. Otherwise it's going to take you ages. So completely move this around until it's everywhere, and then just let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. We come back and we can just wipe the glue up. Okay guys, it's been about 10 minutes, and as you can see, this stuff is going everywhere. So I use this flat plastic tool, plastic razor blade, to wipe it off, but you can also use a credit card. So it's just shove it under there, and you can see it's coming off like that. And then just move it to the side. So this is, like I said, this is an easy phone, but with hard phones it'll work just as well. If the glue is hard to remove, this stuff will do wonders for you. Alright. Okay, now I've got most of the stuff off. There's still some spots where it's hard to remove. So what you can do is apply some more, wait a bit, and then you can just wipe this off too, or you can just force it, you know, like I'm trying right now. But it doesn't seem like this is going to work. So for these spots that I've got left here, I'm just going to put some extra on and just wait a bit again. Okay. Yeah, so just wipe it around over those spots. And you're gonna have to, you don't have to wait that long again, because they are really thin spots usually, if you've got the bulk off. So just leave this for a while, and then you can completely remove all the glue from your LCD. I think I'll be able to remove all the glue now. I forgot to mention it, definitely put on some gloves, because this stuff is, you know, I don't know what's in here, but it's definitely not good for your health. Okay, so now I can take everything off. Put too much. Yeah. Yeah, this blue part right here, just take it off, doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. There's some small spots left that I'm trying to scratch off now. All right. Okay, I think we've got all the glue off. Right, so now take a piece of microfiber cloth. And some 89% ethanol. Right, we can sort of wipe most of this stuff off. All right. Okay. Now just do this a few times. Take a new piece of cloth if you need to. If you see some more spots of glue, then just sort of rub them off again. Okay, so this is pretty clean now. I'm gonna use some more ethanol to clean it completely. And after you've cleaned it, we're gonna take out this double-sided tape. So just use your prying tool to take this out. All right. here we go. Too bad. All right. And you can just take the speaker out if you want. You can put it back in later. It'll make taking this double-sided tape layer out much easier. Okay, there you go. So I'll put the speaker back in. All right, let me take a look at this. All right, so now we're going to apply some double-sided tape along the edges. And I'm going to apply some extra double-sided tape along the long sides of this phone. And that will create a sort of a parabolic tension on the glass, and that will prevent, at least that's the idea, that the glass is touching the LCD after you apply the glass. So during operating the phone, you don't want the glass to touch the LCD. So first, I suggest you use some ethanol to clean the edges, so then they'll be sticking to the phone much better. Now, if you've used this orange glow stuff, it's gonna cause this phone to just not stick. I mean, nothing is gonna want to stick to this phone if you've used that stuff. So you just use a lot of ethanol, and it's going to take some time to just completely wipe it off. Otherwise, the double-sided tape is not going to stick to this phone very well. So, okay. Okay, so now we're going to apply the home buttons first, before we apply double-sided tape, but we're also going to use some double-sided tape to apply the home button. So we're going to put some double-sided tape right here, so that will elevate the home button a bit, and that will cause, you know, because it's hard to apply a new glass without you know, without getting, you know, you're gonna get this home button stuck inside the glass without, you know, it coming over the edge. So usually the home button sticks out a bit more. So you apply some extra double-sided tape here, and it will definitely stick out a bit. And it will make this much easier. So just apply this tape layer right here, sort of fix it to the frame, and then you can put the home buttons back in. So just shove this through, and then fix it in place. You got these little holes right here in the ribbon cable, and you got some dots sticking out of the frame, so that's where they'll go. Okay, so that's sticking nicely. Now you can see that something is blocking the menu button right here. So you can there's some double-sided tape, so you can just take this off. Otherwise, you know, these menu buttons, they light up. Otherwise, you're gonna have some weird lighting on this menu button, and it might not really work well, perhaps. So just take this double-sided tape off if it's misplaced. All right, so that's fine. Now just don't forget to apply the home button. There you go. All right, so it's elevated slightly more than usual, but that'll be fine. So let me clean this a bit. Okay, so now we're going to apply double-sided tape along the edges and a double layer along the sides to create that sort of parabolic tension on the phone. So just start with the sides, cut off a piece, and make sure you apply this really snug to the edge of the phone. Otherwise, you're going to see it underneath the glass, because this is 2mm double-sided tape, and you got to make sure that there's this black border around the LCD, and that is really you know, anything outside of the black border you're gonna see a real small piece of that black border if you put the glass on. So make sure that nothing crosses that, and then just really use your finger to really put this against the side of the phone. Okay, so here you go. And then you use your prying tool to fix it to the phone. This is not what we want, of course. Well, just take this off. Okay, so just, it doesn't matter if it's misplaced a bit, as long as it's, you know, fixed well. As long as nothing is sticking out. So you can see some of these hairs and stuff sticking out. So just push them back. Right, make sure that they don't cross that black border of this LCD. Otherwise, you're gonna see it. Okay, so that's one side. Let's do the other. Same way. All right. You can also use your nail to fix it. So let's remove the covering. Okay. And same thing here. Fix it to the phone and push it back a bit so that you don't see it after you've applied the new glass. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to put an extra or another layer here on the top. There you go. Now, of course, don't put it on top of these. Well, what is it? That's the camera hole, camera cavity right here. This is the ambient line sensor, I guess. It senses whether the phone is close to your head, and if it is, the screen goes black to save some power. But if something is blocking this, then the screen is permanently gonna be, you know, going black all the time. It's really annoying. So you don't want to put anything there. Let's put a small piece here in the corner. So you can do that, yeah. Alright. And then put a small piece there and the other corner too. Just sort of build that border. This is another sensor right here. Make sure you don't cover that. So. Just put it in like that. Okay, then you can put another piece on top of here where the blue stuff was used to be, right? Gonna cut off the excess here. Okay. Now make sure you fix these pieces to the phone well, because we're going to use some glue later to fix the glass to this double-sided tape. So you definitely want this double-sided tape to be fixed well to the phone. So now we're going to do the bottom part here. Right, definitely just bend it a bit if you can. Right. Okay, almost done. The better you do this, the better the result will be. So just take your time to build a border. The more free space you cover with this tape, the better the glass will stick to the phone, of course. So just take your time. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do the other corner. Okay, so now, after this piece, I'm going to apply an extra layer along the sides. And like I said, to create that parabolic shape, but also to move the glass a bit further away from the LCD. Because if it's too close, again, it will just touch the LCD during operating the phone, and that can cause short circuits, and you can actually see some kind of blackish bubble that looks like a fluid is underneath the glass, but it's just the glass touching the LCD underneath. If you see that, well, then the glass is simply too close to the phone. So that's why we apply this extra layer. Oh, the other side too. Okay, now make sure that nothing is right going over this black border, and then if you're satisfied, you can start cleaning the glass with some ethanol, right? Just the final clean, and then we can apply the new glass. So let me just start cleaning this glass a bit. All right. Yeah, that looks good. The home button. Okay. All right, so the new glass. Sometimes there's a second plastic layer on the back. In this case, there isn't. So check it. If there is, then definitely remove it, right? Otherwise, the glass will seem dull and will seem like it's a piece of plastic. And it should definitely be a piece of glass. So let's remove this plastic covering from the glass. Right, and then you can give this glass a checkup. So I'll just place it over here. Take a clean microfiber cloth without ethanol, and then you can just wipe off any imperfections you see. Usually they're pretty clean. Okay, so now give the screen a final touch. There you go. Now, what we're going to do is apply some glue in the corner. So I'll just put a drop down, and then I'm going to use this little screwdriver to wipe on some glue here in these corners. This stuff dries pretty quickly, so I'm going to do this real quick. Alright. Take the other corner. Definitely don't put this stuff on the LCD because it'll be really hard to remove. I guess orange glow will take care of it, but you don't want to be using that stuff too often. So. Okay, now don't waste any time. Pick up the glass and put it on top. Press down really well. Now use your nail to go along the edges. There you go. Okay, so we're done. You can use some ethanol to give the glass a wipe. Okay, so that's it. You can put everything back in, and I suggest you use the same video you used the first time. And well, that pretty much sums it up. This is a cheap repair, and you will definitely save a lot of money if you do it like this. And the functionality should not be impaired in any way. Hey guys, I hope it worked out for you. Subscribe to this channel for more videos, and I hope to see you again soon.